Discipline is not something that is displayed in public. It is something that is cultivated in the private hours, in the moments when no one is present to applaud or criticize. Solitude strips away the need for approval and leaves you face to face with your own intentions. It is easy to act disciplined when others are watching because the eyes of the crowd provide pressure and validation. But true discipline is revealed in the quiet, when you choose to wake before the sun rises, when you train your body while others are resting, when you commit to practice without recognition. These choices in solitude are where the foundation of strength is laid. The difficulty of discipline in solitude lies in its lack of external reward. No one congratulates you for resisting distractions. No one claps when you sit alone to study. No one praises you for holding to your routine day after day. This is precisely why discipline built in solitude becomes unshakable. Because it is not tied to applause, it does not collapse when applause is taken away. What you repeat in silence becomes who you are, and that identity carries into every situation where strength is needed. In the darkness, the inner battle is always harder than the outer one. You fight with your own excuses, your own laziness, your own comfort. These are opponents, invisible to the outside world, yet they are stronger than any external challenge. To defeat them requires honesty, because you cannot hide from yourself in solitude. If you break your commitment, there is no one else to blame. If you keep your word, there is no one else to take credit. This sharpens your discipline into something clean, something without compromise. The solitude of discipline also teaches focus. Without an audience, distractions become louder, temptations grow stronger, and the desire to escape responsibility intensifies. To remain steady in these conditions means you are building focus like a blade, cutting through noise and resistance. This focus becomes a great strength when you finally step into the world, because you carry with you the calm of someone who has already mastered the chaos within. When others later see the result, your skill, your resilience, your strength, they often mistake it as something that appeared suddenly. But what they do not see are the countless unseen hours, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the repetitive training that looked like nothing but monotony. Discipline, forged in solitude, does not seek to be noticed. It seeks to be real. And this reality, though hidden, becomes unbreakable when the storms of life arrive. Struggles are not accidents on the path of life. They are essential ingredients in the making of strength. When you are alone in the dark, facing challenges that no one else can see, you are forced to confront the rawest version of yourself. It is in these unseen battles that your true core begins to form. Every difficulty you endure, every hardship you push through in silence becomes like pressure on a diamond. The outer world may never witness this shaping process, but it is precisely what allows you to stand firm when the weight of life grows heavy. The darkness has a way of magnifying your struggles. In solitude, doubts echo louder, fears feel more real, and failures seem heavier. You may question your worth, your direction, or even your strength to continue. Yet it is in wrestling with these shadows that you learn resilience. Struggles do not break the core, they reveal it and strengthen it. Each time you push back against fear or rise after a failure, you harden your inner foundation, making it less likely to shatter when future storms come. Struggles in the dark also strip away illusions. When you are tested, you can no longer hide behind the image you show others. The spotlight can disguise weakness for a time, but solitude exposes truth. If you are inconsistent, it shows. If you lack patience, it reveals itself. This honesty is painful but necessary, for you cannot build a strong core on lies. By facing your struggles directly, you gain clarity about who you are, where you are weak, and where you must grow. This clarity becomes the soil in which real strength takes root. Moreover, struggles shape not only your strength, but also your compassion. When you experience pain, failure, and fear in the dark, you begin to understand what others endure in their silence. This quiet empathy makes you stronger not just for yourself, but also for those around you. True strength is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to endure it and emerge with deeper understanding. The battles fought unseen give you a wisdom that cannot be faked under the spotlight. Each silent struggle leaves behind an invisible scar, and these scars form the patterns of your character. They are reminders of the moments you did not give up, the nights you endured, the times you rose after falling. These scars may not be visible to the eye, but they carry weight in your presence, in your voice, in the way you face the world. And it is this silent scar forged strength that becomes unshakable when life demands resilience. Patience is a quality that is rarely celebrated in a world obsessed with quick results and instant recognition. Yet in the darkness, where progress is often invisible and reward seems far away, patience becomes the silent force that sustains you. Just like a seed buried in the soil, unseen and unnoticed, that you too must remain steady through seasons where nothing appears to change. It is this waiting, this endurance without visible progress, that molds you into someone unshakable. Patience, when practiced in solitude, becomes a source of power far greater than speed or quick success. The challenge of patience lies in uncertainty. In the dark, you cannot always see how far you have come or how close you are to breaking through. Doubt whispers that your efforts are wasted, that your progress is meaningless, that you should stop and choose an easier path. But each time you silence those voices and continue with persistence, you strengthen your ability to endure. This quiet endurance becomes your hidden weapon, because when others give up at the first sign of difficulty, you remain steady, fueled by the patience you cultivated in unseen hours. Patience in solitude also teaches you to value the process rather than the outcome. When no one is clapping and no stage awaits, you are forced to focus on the act itself, on practicing, refining, and showing up. Over time, this builds a kind of strength that is not dependent on external results. That is the number R. You learn to trust that every small effort, every repetition, every unseen act of discipline is building something within you, even if the evidence is not immediately visible. This trust in the process shields you from discouragement because you know that growth is happening beneath the surface. Furthermore, patience creates depth. Quick results may bring attention, but they often lack foundation. Just as shallow roots cannot hold a tree through a storm, quick success without patience cannot endure the weight of challenges. The darkness forces you to wait, to endure, to cultivate roots that dig deep. This depth ensures that when your moment in the spotlight eventually comes, you are not easily swayed by pressure, failure, or even success itself. You stand firm because your strength is not built on shallow achievements, but on years of quiet waiting and steady effort. Patience also refines your character. In the waiting, you learn humility because you cannot rush growth. You must surrender to the process. In the waiting, you learn resilience because every day you continue despite not seeing immediate results strengthens your will. And in the waiting, you learn gratitude because when progress finally reveals itself, you understand its value deeply. These qualities, humility, resilience, and gratitude, become part of your inner power, a power forged in darkness that no spotlight can ever take away. When you are alone, without an audience to impress, you are stripped down to your most genuine self. There are no expectations to fulfill, no roles to play, no image to protect. It is in this space of solitude that authenticity is born. Many people spend their lives adjusting themselves to fit into the approval of others, molding their words and actions to earn validation. But the dark hours, where no applause can reach you, give you the freedom to be honest about who you truly are. Strength built here is real because it is not a performance. It is a reflection of your true self. Without an audience, the motivations behind your actions become clear. Are you training because you love growth or only because others are watching? Are you working hard because you believe in the process or only because you want recognition? In solitude, these questions cannot be ignored. The absence of external validation forces you to confront your intentions and purify them. When you continue to act with discipline and effort in the dark, it shows that your drive comes from within, not from the fleeting attention of others. This authenticity gives your strength a depth that the spotlight cannot provide. Solitude also removes the pressure of comparison. In front of others, it is easy to measure yourself against their approval, their success, or their recognition. But in the dark, there is only you, your progress, your struggles, your truth. This separation from comparison allows you to grow at your own pace, according to your own values. Authenticity thrives when you no longer feel the need to compete for attention, but instead focus on aligning with your inner standards. This quiet alignment strengthens your confidence because you know your growth is not borrowed from others' opinions. It is rooted in your own integrity. Another gift of authenticity built in solitude is consistency. When you are not acting for an audience, you remove the temptation to exaggerate, pretend, or adjust yourself to appear stronger than you are. Every action, every effort becomes honest because you are not performing, you are simply living your truth. Over time, this consistency builds reliability in your character. When you later step into the spotlight, people sense that you are not faking, not hiding, not pretending. Your words carry weight because they are backed by the unseen hours of authentic practice. Finally, authenticity formed in the dark protects you from the dangers of the spotlight itself. Attention can be intoxicating, and many lose themselves in the desire to please, to appear perfect, to live up to the expectations of others. But when your strength has been built authentically in solitude, you carry with you a center that cannot be shaken by applause or criticism. You do not bend to the shifting opinions of the world because your actions were never for the world. They were for your true self. This inner alignment ensures that whatever stage you step onto, you remain whole, uncorrupted, and grounded. The spotlight is often misunderstood as the birthplace of strength, but in truth, it is only the stage where strength is revealed. When you step into the light, all that you have built in silence is exposed. Your discipline, your struggles, your patience, your authenticity. The light cannot give you strength. It can only uncover what already exists within you. This is why some shine brilliantly when seen, while others crumble under pressure. The difference lies not in the spotlight itself, but in the hidden hours that came before it. When the spotlight arrives, it magnifies what is inside you. If you have neglected the unseen work, the light will show cracks, weakness, and unpreparedness. But if you have honored the dark, if you have trained, struggled, endured, and remained authentic, then the spotlight becomes a mirror reflecting your true power. This is why the applause of others is not the measure of strength. It is merely a confirmation of what you have already forged. The light cannot lie, and it cannot cover the truth of your preparation. The spotlight is also fleeting. Moments of recognition, success, or visibility come and go, but the strength you build in the dark remains with you forever. Those who rely only on the approval of the audience find themselves lost when the light fades, but those who built their foundation in solitude continue to stand strong whether the world is watching or not. The spotlight is temporary, the dark hours are eternal. This is why true strength cannot depend on recognition. It must be rooted in what cannot be taken away. Another truth about the spotlight is that it often tests you more than it rewards you. Under the gaze of others, pressure intensifies, expectations rise, and mistakes become magnified. If your strength is shallow, the light will expose it quickly. But if your strength has been patiently cultivated in hidden moments, the pressure of the spotlight does not crush you. It simply confirms that you were prepared all along. The storms of judgment and expectation cannot shake someone whose foundation lies deeper than the surface of applause. Finally, the spotlight serves as a reminder that the real work is always invisible. Every performance, every achievement, every success seen by others is only the tip of the iceberg. Beneath it lies the unseen mountain of effort, sacrifice, and struggle endured in silence. The light may capture a moment, but it is the darkness that shapes a lifetime. To mistake the spotlight as the source of strength is to misunderstand its nature. It reveals, it reflects, but it does not create. Creation happens long before the audience arrives.